Hello everyone, welcome back to the Ambassadors of Gaming channel. I'm Ambassador Michael, and I want to do a follow-up on the game's preservation video in conjunction with another idea I've had for a while, which is more or less what really is going on over at Sony, specifically PlayStation, because it seems that they are having some strange choices. It doesn't seem like an identity crisis because it seems like they know what they're doing, but it seems like they're not making the best choices, I think is maybe the best way to say it. So I guess we'll start with this first and foremost. So I talked a bit about the preservation of games and how I feel it is important that after years or so, you should still be able to access and or purchase games, whether it be that you have already purchased the game or if you have never purchased the game, i.e. people who grow into retro gaming. We don't really have such a big issue with a lot of current retro gaming because of ROMs and because of re-releases on modern systems. Also, PC's pretty well archived thanks to Steam and the fact that Windows is still operating. So it doesn't seem to be going anywhere, seeing as how it's the major operating system for the PC market. So here, however, were 138 games that were on the PlayStation market between PSP, Vita, and PS3 that you would not be able to purchase anywhere. They were gone forever. Now, thankfully, Sony has did a little bit of a U-turn on PS3 and Vita for now. So what they said is players will be able to continue to purchase games on PS3 and Vita. Recently, we notified players that PS3 and Vita was planned to end this summer. However, upon further reflection, i.e. we heard you, it's clear that we made the wrong decision. So today I'm happy to say that we will be keeping the PlayStation Store operational for PS3 and Vita devices. PSP, however, will continue to not function on the 2nd of July. When we initially came to the decision and supporting purchases on PS3 and Vita was born out of a number of factors, including commerce support challenges for older devices and the ability for us to focus more of our resources on newer devices where a majority of our gamers are playing on. We see now that the many of you are incredibly passionate about being able to purchase new games on PS3 and Vita for the foreseeable future, so I'm glad we are able to find a solution to this problem. I'm glad that we can keep this piece of our history alive for gamers to enjoy while we continue to create new worlds for PS4, 5, and VR. So, I'm going to pop this over because I want to look at something else unrelated. Let's see. Sorry. God, I'm really just not typing well. Sony profit from PlayStation. Let's find this out. Okay, so this was Sony hikes profit forecast after selling 4.5 million PS5s in the holiday season. What? Fuck off. Ads. Okay. Sony raises its full price forecast profits by 34% and 4% respectively. Sales at Sony's gaming division rose 40% year over year, helped by the launch of the PS5. The firm shipped 4.5 million PS5s. It hiked its full year profit forecast. The company reported operating profit of 359 billion yen. That's $3.4 billion in October and December, up 20% from the same period a year ago and beating expectations. Revenues from the quarter came in at 2.7 trillion yen, up 9%. So in case you were unaware or unfamiliar with business terminology, which I feel you should have a pretty good understanding of the basic terms, revenue means total amount of money your company received, okay? Profit incorporates the amount of money you spent. So profit is all of the money extra that you receive, the extra money. So you spent whatever, $5. Let's say they spent whatever, $3.50 to make the PS5. They make $150 profit. That's clearly not how it is. They usually take a loss on it. But my point is that the profit is the extra money you get, which you use to invest in other things, which will hopefully continue to make you more profit, which blah, 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 theoretically. And then the profit is also shared among the shareholders, in addition to giving bonuses to the upper echelon of the companies. So, yeah, Sony can afford to take a loss on this, is my point. They made $3.4 billion in profit from PlayStation. I think it was, was it $3.4 billion from PlayStation or $3.4 billion period? The company reported operating profit. This is just total Sony revenue, my bad. $3.4 billion? Can it really cost that much to keep the servers running on this, though? Honestly, I don't know. And then there's these types of things. This is something that was going around, and it seems to be something we have to discuss in general. I need to find the Xbox one, because there's one for Xbox as well. One of the things is that with this bomb, has been pushing online activation for a while now. It didn't just start when the Xbox One came out. Stated admitting no. The C-bomb thing, more or less, is that basically it's this clock. It's a ticking clock inside of your system, the internal clock that cannot be changed. And once that dies, you're pretty much fucked. That once it dies, you aren't able to connect to the Sony servers. When this happens, you are going to be locked out of your games when Sony decides to shut off the servers. The initial testing suggests that this impacts digital games at the moment, though if it's anything like the PS4, you can expect physical games to be affected as well. I'm not sure about the physical one. DRM does not allow you to play physical or digital games without connecting to the servers. Yeah, I don't know. That's confusing. Whether they play games legally, you legally own offline thing again. I don't know. It's a bit confusing because, for example, if you never connect your PS4 to the internet, which is unlikely, but hypothetically, if it happens, and you never connect your PS4 to the internet, then how does it authenticate your, you know what I mean? How does it authenticate your stuff through the servers? It's necessary to play both discs. If your dies first is discovered by Lance McDonald, yeah, we're familiar with him. This is because trophies on the PS4 need the internal clock to work properly to prevent users from changing the date and time and exploiting the trophy system. It seems that users have been able to test and replicate the issue. It took to Twitter to confirm that no physical or digital game work offline without connecting to Sony's server after taking out the CMOS and putting the PS4 back together. So basically, once it dies, you have to be able to go online, and once the servers go offline, you are fucked. God, all right, here. Where's the whiteboard? Let's just make real quick. Oh, this is this is from Resident Evil. Ignore this. Whatever. Go away. All right. So the short version is you have your PS4, right? All right. So here, you got your PS4. It's looking kind of shitty because I'm really bad at drawing, but you get the point. This is the PS. All right, there you go. And we'll put a little 4 there. All right. PS4, it's got a clock, right? All right. So there's your clock. Once this clock, it dies, you need to connect to the internet, which means you can no longer play offline, which is a bit confusing for me personally. But when Sony decides to kill the servers for this, if they ever decide to kill the servers, to be fair, then the PS4 is fucking dead entirely. Is that fear mongering? I think a little bit, at least, because honestly, here's the thing. If they shut down the PS3 store, right? Here's a store, right? All right. They closed down the store, but they didn't close down trophies, right? Trophies still exist. And that's really what you need, is the PSN servers, right? PSN, PS3 servers. Okay. So like we need these. If this goes bye-bye, then we're fucked. Like the PS3 is dead. Like it's all for all intents and purposes, it is dead. But is that possible? Yes. It's also possible, whatever. Like we all get nuked in our sleep. Like anything is possible. It just seems kind of like a long shot. And I'm all for shitting on Sony, like, and Microsoft, to be honest. But like this seems like a real stretch. Is it impossible? No, absolutely. Do I believe it will happen? I don't know, maybe in 50 years, like maybe eventually, yeah. Or if Sony dies, like the whole company goes under or they get bought out by somebody, yeah, I mean, it's possible. It's the same thing with Microsoft though. Like the Xbox is run on the more or less the same way. So like it's kind of frustrating. It also kind of makes this stuff like a little moot because like the backwards compatibility is important to me, I think to a lot of people. And I think they did a great job with the Series X and the Series S being backwards compatible with One and being backwards compatible with what's available so far from 360. I wish it was everything, but it's not. And the original Xbox, which again, I wish it was everything, but it's not. But it's still better than nothing. And I wish Sony had the same sort of thing where like PS Now is better than nothing, but like that's it. Like PS Now is like the worst way to have backwards compatibility. You have to pay for it. And not only do you have to pay for it, you have to stream it. You can't even download the games. And like they just now enabled 1080p streaming for PS4 games. Like okay, it's all right, I guess. But then Sony's so confusing because like don't get me wrong, this is like a PR hit for them, but like Xbox suffers from the same thing. But the point is that like people get more mad at Sony over this type of stuff because of shit like this. Because Sony's lately, over the last like 2 years, I would say, pretty much ever since Jim Ryan came on board, they've just been like doing shit that's weird or like antithetical to what they were doing before, which was let's make good games and people will buy them. Like let's just invest in cool and interesting concepts for games and people will buy them. Now it's okay, we're gonna invest in games people already bought, sequels to games people already bought, like a lot, and then we'll just pump those out, which is exactly what Microsoft did, and people hated it. Like that was exactly Microsoft's thing last generation. It was like, here's Rise, which like some people care about, I don't. And then it was like, here's another Halo, and everybody's like, okay, I mean the Halo people like it, the Xbox people who are really into Xbox like it, but like otherwise, man, okay. And then they're like, here's Forzas. I was like, all right. They're like, here's Gears 4. And I mean, all right, fair enough. And here's Gears 5. We're like, yeah, this is pretty good actually. It's a lot different than Gears 4, so that's good. And then I literally can't think of any other Xbox One games that were made. Can't think of one because they weren't that memorable to me. Oh, Cuphead was good, but it wasn't made by a first party, and Ori was good, but it wasn't made by a first party. So, but anyways, back to this. Microsoft's like PR lately has been pretty good. Like, okay, here's like a new game day one, like from a third party, like Outriders is what they're showing here. And then like PlayStation Now is like, here's Avengers, like 8 months later when nobody gives a fuck about it. And okay. And also like we still don't have the Spider-Man DLC. Like why didn't you just wait until the Spider-Man DLC? That would have been the perfect time to do it. But no, they're going to put it on PS Now. It's going to disappear from PS Now. And then like the Spider-Man DLC will come like a month after that because that's how Sony works now. You'd be like, why wasn't it on PS Now when the DLC dropped? That would have made sense. And that's because Sony doesn't give a shit. So I'm just using this article as a backdrop more or less. But PS Now, they did make some changes to it that I like. You can download PS4 games if you have a PS4. I don't know how it works on PS5. I haven't really looked into it, to be completely honest. And then they changed it to $10 a month, which is good because $20 a month was way too fucking expensive for literally just streaming old games and like some older PS4 games. At least like Game Pass has like all day one Xbox games and most of the old Xbox games. Like PS Now is just like, sometimes we have good PS4 games that are first party, and sometimes we put other games that are good on it. But mostly it's just a rotating lineup of games from 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, all right. Okay, sure, I guess. And half of them we already gave you on PlayStation Plus. Like, oh, all right, thanks. So yeah, it's just kind of fucking weird. And then they're doing this shit, which is like, I saw this and I was like, oh, come on, man. I was like, I hope this is fake, but I won't doubt that it isn't. And it's not fake. It's real. And what it is they decided that some people in Poland will get access to this test service, which allows PS4 and PS5 users to access 20 movie and TV shows from Sony Pictures as part of their PS Plus, with more content being added every 3 months. The test will run for a year in Poland. The executive said that Nick McGuire said that the company decided to hold the test in Poland specifically based on data, and that Sony would monitor the popularity before deciding on whether it does a full launch or not. We want to see how players will benefit from such a service, he explained. What titles do they watch? What do they care about? How often do they use it? At this stage, however, I cannot say whether it will be created or what the test process will look like for other markets, as well as what the future is for PlayStation Plus Video Pass after the test period. So I don't understand. They also like to use VODs. God, it's so weird. Why are they so weird? Hold on, look at this. So they're contemplating launching that, right? And then literally like 2 months ago, you can't buy or rent TV shows anymore on the PlayStation Store. You can't buy or rent them anymore. But here we're gonna test out whether or not we'll just let you stream random shit that we own. Why? Why are you like this? Why do you do these things, Sony? Why? You baffle me. I don't understand at all. What is the point? What are you doing? Where are you going? And why? I don't understand. At Sony, we strive to provide the best entertainment experience for PlayStation fans. That means evolving our offerings as customers' needs change. We have seen growth from the PlayStation fans using subscription, ad-based entertainment, streaming services on our consoles. With this shift in behavior, we decided to no longer offer TV and movie purchases and rentals. When this changes effects, you can access TV and movie content you purchase through the store on your PS4, PS5, and mobile devices. What it honestly seems like, the more and more like I look at it and think about it, is it kind of just seems like Sony's just like cutting strings of things they don't think people care about. They're looking at the data and be like, man, not that many people use it. We'll just cut it and just save data. Like save on the bandwidth and the servers, and we'll just cut that shit. Like, fuck it. Who cares? Like, all right. I can't imagine that it costs them that much money to like host those things. And also they make money from it because they get a cut of the sales from it. So I guess I thought would be that they were like, we're not making enough money from this. Also, Sony sells TV and movie shows. And they're also like they made a whole production studio just to make PlayStation movies and TV shows. And now you can't buy them on the PlayStation. All right, then. You got me there. I'm baffled. However, now this is unrelated, but it's just something I like. More or less, this was something the like main thing I wanted from Xbox on the new systems is it did not tell you what was being quick resumed or what could be quick resumed, which is really frustrating because you sometimes think a game is being held in quick resume and it's not. And sometimes you don't know if it's being held in quick resume and it is. But basically, from what I understand, is the quick resume is basically like a flash save, more or less, like an emulator. So you leave the thing, it saves, and then you open a new app, and it just like holds the save file there, basically, because the system can just afford, like, it has the memory access to do that, and now you can like kind of fuck with it, but you have to be in the whatever this is, alpha skip ahead program. So, which is fine and dandy and all of that. Available on here, required. I assume this is for people who have this program. Anyways, I don't even know what this is. What is this last thing? Is building a new app store for Windows 10 to revitalize. Okay, more or less. Anyways, they're trying to make, I think I pulled this because they're trying to make Windows and like the Xbox, like they're trying to make Windows and Xbox gaming like kind of just be more synchronous. Because like for so long it wasn't. What even is this black bar? Oh, it's gotta be an ad or some shit. So like, I don't know. I have so many fucking questions, my friends. Like, okay, so Sony has PlayStation Plus, right? They have the PlayStation Plus collection, which I thought was very good. I was very excited about that because the PS3 had PlayStation Plus collection, and what made it so good is that they constantly were updating it. They added more. It was like Game Pass, essentially. Like, it was basically just Game Pass. They were like, all right, here's the fucking games you have. Download them. We don't give a shit. Like, here you go. Instead of doing the like, all right, every month you get 2 to download or whatever. And if you miss it, then fuck you. Like, that's it. They was like a permanent thing. They didn't rotate out. It was like Sony just like paid whatever for a license. So I think, more or less, like they just paid whatever in continuum, I assume, for the licenses, or they were paying like based on license or something like that. And I'm not really sure. I never got the details on it, but I was like, okay, that's like a good idea. Let's go back to that. Like, I'm cool with that. That's like as close as I'm probably going to get from Sony to compete with Game Pass, because they clearly don't give a shit about competing with Game Pass, because they adjusted PlayStation Now a bit to be more competitive with Game Pass, but it's nowhere near the same like level of quality at all. So you have that, and then there's no PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now bundle, like where it's just cheaper. Like, you just have to buy them separately, and they're still $10 a month a piece, at least. Like, so you're still paying $20 a month if you get both, but you can get Game Pass Ultimate, which gives you Xbox Live, Game Pass, PlayStation, Game Pass for PC and for Xbox. I can't remember. Is PlayStation Now give you access on PC? Let me check. It's been a while. I'm not, like I said, I'm not as familiar with PlayStation Now. Let's see. PlayStation Now, hundreds of access to PS4, PS3, and PS2 games. Start your free trial on PS4, Windows, or PS4. Let's see. PS Now on PC. Let's see. Get instant access to a huge demand. The only place to play PlayStation exclusive titles on Windows PC. Download the PlayStation app, connect a controller, and start streaming hundreds of games on demand. Let's see. This is how you play Last of Us, Bloodborne, and more. It's pretty vague. Anyways, yeah, PlayStation Now also works on PC, so it's not as bad, but it's kind of like when Microsoft had them both. And like they were doing both, and then they were like, this is stupid, let's just put them together. And you could just buy them both. And I was like, yes, please, because I'm tired of paying fucking $20 a month for Xbox Live and for Game Pass. Thank you for saving me $5 a month. I appreciate that. And Sony's like, yeah, fuck you, give us that $5 a month. We really, really need it for some reason. $3.4 billion in operating revenue or profit for the last quarter, but they need that $5. Anyways, I'm trying to think if there was anything else recently that happened with Sony. Oh, the Last of Us remake thing was really stupid. It's so dumb. There's no reason for that. Jim Ryan, bad game looks bad. He said like something looks like a game looks really bad. What was it? No. Oh, here it is. He said, why would anybody play this? This was back on June 15th during its pressure announced that Xbox One was coming. Oh, yeah, we don't care about that. Jim Ryan sat down with Time. This must have been in the past. When was this? 3 years ago. Okay, yeah, this was in the past. This was a year ago. We've dabbled with backwards compatibility. I can say is one of those features that's much requested, but I actually used that, and I was at a Gran Turismo event where they had PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4 and PS1 games, and they looked ancient. Like, why would anybody play this? Like, I don't know, man. He says so many bad things. It's so bad. Why? Why do you have, like, the worst takes? And then if The Last of Us remake really is happening, that's such a gigantic waste of Naughty Dog resources, honestly. Because The Last of Us got remastered, and then instead of just, like, porting it and, like, maybe, like, updating it again, and then updating Last of Us 2 for PS5. Apparently, you're just going to remake a game that's not that old. Whatever. So anyways, I think that's it. I don't really have much else, I think, to say or go over. But the short version is that I still have no idea what's going on at PlayStation. I have no idea what their vision is for the PS5, what they ultimately want or plan on offering outside of the initial launch windows. Which is fine. I don't necessarily mind with the game announcements themselves, like holding it close to your chest. But, like, why do we know nothing else about the platform and what your plans are and what you're doing? So, also, PlayStation Plus has gotten shittier because we used to we got 4 games first on PS3 and Vita. Then we got 6 games, PS4, PS3, Vita. Then they got rid of PS3 and Vita, and then we were only getting 2 for however long, and now we're only getting 3. Because we're getting 1 PS5, 2 PS4s. Which I guess is technically better because you're getting 3 games to play on PS5, I suppose. I don't know. Anyways, that's pretty much it. So hopefully we get some notion of direction from Sony soonish. I assume they're going to have some kind of presser during E3 time, which hopefully will give us a clue as to what they're doing and what they plan on doing in the future. That would be really cool. I would like that a lot. So let me know what you think. I would like to hear what you have to say in the comments below. All of that type of stuff. And I will see you all next time. Okay, bye.